The grades are in, and they are not good. Most New York students flunked new standardized tests. And get this, state education officials say they expected those results. Our Capitol correspondent Pat Bailey joins us now from our Albany Bureau. And Pat, educators aren't pushing the panic button just yet.
Yeah, that's correct, Greg. Just 31% of 3rd through 8th graders passed these new standardized tests, meant to see how college ready they are. And state ed officials say testing for college preparedness should start at that young of an age. Well, tonight the question is, if the numbers are so low, which state leaders say they knew they would be, how does it get better in the future? A new standard known as the Common Core Learning Standard is supposed to help prepare students for college starting in the lower grades. State ed statistics show right now only 35% of New York high school graduates are considered college ready. That is why state ed officials said Wednesday during a conference call they wanted to start these new standardized tests now, even though they knew a majority of students were not ready.
If you can make a choice that is better for students, you should make it. And we know the Common Core standards are better for students. And so it would have made no sense to maintain assessments based on the old standards while asking teachers to teach to a new set of standards.
In its first try, the new standardized test did not show good results. Only a third of New York students passed. State ed officials are not placing blame, saying that they expected low numbers when trying to achieve a baseline for future years. The Alliance for Quality Education says they should all get a pass.
But we shouldn't be grading schools or grading teachers or principals based on these tests or closing schools because schools haven't really had adequate time to prepare for these tests.
So how much time will it take? A teacher emailed CBS 6 News saying, quote, "I think it will take 2 to 3 years for grades 3 through 8 test scores to reflect curriculum changes." The Alliance for Quality Education thinks the schools still need more resources, mainly money, to improve results.
Well, I think more funding tied to make sure it's well invested in effective programs. In fact, the evidence for that is very clear. The students in the wealthier districts that are much better funded, over $8,000 more per pupil, did much better on these tests and saw much less of a drop in their proficiency. So the evidence is quite clear that that's the fact.
Now, the new Common Core standards, as they are known, were adopted by most states, about 45 back in 2010, as a way to improve student readiness for college. New York was the second state to use these tougher tests. Kentucky was the other one, and figures from that state also show poor results from the first year that they used them. I should mention, this is a 7-year phased-in plan to get these tests implemented throughout the whole high school, elementary and high school system. Reporting live in the Capitol Bureau, Pat Bailey, CBS 6 News.
All right, thank you very much, Pat. State ed officials say $1 billion of state and federal money was spent from 2010, when New York first jumped on the program, to 2013, when the first G tests were taken. The $1 billion was spent on what's being called professional development.